Never know the difference.
So, Gold Creek, Montana. We have one of the few remaining intact dredges with Aiden.
The last miner.
We've got the last two super miners and super punchers. But I do not like crawling down ladders with one hand, but we do it for the glory. You can stay out here, but I'm going to go take a video of the whole thing.
Oh no, dude, I'm going up.
Up where? Oh,
there.
up here? Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't figure having two of us on that ladder. Not a ladder break, but it'd just be a pain in the butt having both on at the same time.
Well, yeah, that'd just complicate things, and we don't need complications right
now.
now.
Don't get all confused like when we're sitting way up in the air.
No. So down there's the bucket. Well, there's one bucket remaining.
I wonder what happened to the rest. You know what probably happened? Somebody took them.
Somebody probably took them, even though that
they make
was
great planners.
Heavier than hell. But yeah, somebody probably
Well,
took
you
them.
can drive right to the place.
Somehow they managed to literally just shear these. That sheared, that sheared, that sheared, that sheared. This whole thing probably just shifted and fell down. I don't know how though. That's some heavy steel to shear.
And I don't know what they would have hit.
I don't either. Well, it could just be over time. I don't know. I don't think so though. That
thing is way too well engineered to just fall apart.
There's electric motor casing. Still stayed General Electric. Here's one of the holes down into the hull. We are dry right now. There's no water in the pond at the moment.
Hey, son of a...
Here's the boiler that powered the whole operation. Smokestack. There's still soot still in it. Every tube had water. Whole thing would be on fire. Boiling water. There's a pump. One of the ones that ran the sluice. This is something. I don't know what this was. There's a... Oh, that's an electrical cabinet. I did not notice before. I better get up there and take a look sometime. Here's one of the screens, and then there's one of the water intakes. There's our stuff. Here's some of the innards from the motors. There's a couple better ones over there. There's a light. And all this goes down in the hull, filled with water though, and it's froze solid. I have no idea what this is. Some sort of chamber. Right above me is a set of sluice boxes. In the middle, there's a trommel. There's a water running to the sluice boxes and trommel. Right here is another sluice box. This is more like a little finishing sluice of the things that you miss. There's a box right here. If we get up here and take a look-see, they would drive this big pile. Oh, we'll just jump out. They would drive this big pile into the ground so that the whole dredge would not move. There's the tailings conveyor, and there's canvas still left over hanging right there because this whole thing would have been covered. It's getting pretty tough shape though. It's all crooked and falling apart. And there's a tailings chute. There's a sluice exit, another sluice exit. But this pile is still driven into the ground. So this must have been where they stopped. This thing has burned down, I know, at least once before. And you can see where it burned down. So we'll get back inside. There's pipes everywhere from steam, because this whole thing was driven by steam, which drove steam engines that ran electric power. There's another pump. This one's full of stuff, but the front's off, and you can see their impeller. There's a dirty old rock. There's another chute. Down there looks to be like pieces of the old steam engines. They look like crankshafts. The old gangplanks over there to get on board. And this thing would just float around in its own pond, but it would move. There's another piece of electric motor. But it would float around in its own pond. It would take material away, move the pond forward, and put material behind it, so it would just move the whole pond with the dredge. Here's the winch system. This drove everything. There's the fly. Ooh. I didn't even see the flywheel over here. That ran. Oh, it still turns. It still turns. There's big grease zerk. There's grease zerks all over this thing. They had to keep it greased, otherwise she would have seized. There's the other side, not a whole lot to see. A few big blocks. Where are you at, Thompson? You up there? All right, on. Big blocks. There's a gangplank to get on. You can see the bucket down there. Way down there. And this is a whole conveyor. It looks to be. And there's up there's a control room. I'm not excited to crawl back up there. This whole thing I do believe was heated because it operated year-round in Montana weather. I'm not sure, but I've been wrong before, but it looks to be heated. There's those heaters all over this thing. So we'll head up. I'm a little lighter than Aiden, so I'm okay to be crawling all over in here. I'm not too worried about it. You can see where she caught on fire because all that tar just dripped down all over everything. There's the winches. I cannot believe that still turns. There's got to be them. The motor had to have sat right there. And then a big belt running over there. That had to be it. The stairs to get up to the control deck. Ooh, I do not like that. This is pretty sketch. But the stairs to get up to the control deck used to be there. There's all the linkages running down. And those just run to clutches on those winch drives. And those all ran this dredge. And there he is climbing down. How's that? Is that fun?
Oh, it's stellar.
I would say so.
The thing's solid at least, though, unlike everything else on this piece.
Well, everything that's steel is solid. The main frame is fine. I don't know how the hull is. The hull might be trash.
I bet the hole's rusted out on the bottom.
Yeah, you never know.
Nothing that a bunch of quarter-inch blades can't do.
Quarter inch? That's expensive. Here's one side of the sluices. In there is the trommel. Up here you could have walked and everything, but pain. So here's the sluices. Oh, we better go through the door. Sluices are solid. You can tell kid's been up here sometime. These are the water jets that would run right into these sluices, and gold would come down. Nugget traps, fine sluice. Over here is one of the main drives for the trommel. Let's realign all these little belts to show you. Oh, they're just full of schmag. Appear to be missing a belt. That's no good. But yeah, there were 8 belts. And that ran down probably an electric motor sitting right there. And that would run this whole thing. I think we're going to go back around because I really don't know how much I trust that wood. This thing is getting pretty old, and it ain't going to be before too long that you won't be able to walk on all this anymore. Oh, steel just flexed underneath me. There's more. I swear those are heaters. I don't know, but I'm not good with 1800s electric. Now this is solid. That over there gets sketchy, but if you look over here, here's the trommel. This runs up. We'll crawl up in here. I did this before. Just don't knock your head off one of these nozzles. You crawl up here, and if you look, there's the rock crusher that would try to crush things, and that is greasy. I am slipping. But right down there is the middle of the dredge. Yeah, that's greasy. You might be able to pan some of this junk still in front of the dredge and find gold. I don't know. I'm not a dredger. Just a recreational panner. When you look out here, tailing chute. That thing's pretty large. You can see there's still some canvas, but this whole thing was covered. And up here, and I hear somebody noisy walking around down there. Yeah, there's the... Can't get up there, unfortunately. This is where it gets sketched. Oh, but if you look over here, All those tubes, those are full. Those were full. They're still probably full of grease to grease this whole thing so that it keeps moving freely. Here's the electrical. There's the big rubber piece that drove the trommel. I'm sure there's probably another one up above. There's a hose up there. Here's a pipe that sprayed water. This is the part I do not like because these boards are not good. But you just got to go very careful and slide your feet, distribute the weight. Here's the other side of sluice. You can tell the people haven't been over here as much. Chicken wire still on. And it ain't gonna be before long you won't be able to walk across that. I'm lucky because I'm light. We get back over here. This thing is not shut. There's another pipe going up that's missing the elbow. It's got some water jets on it. There's a hose running off of this pipe with an old style hose clamp. There's a trommel. Above us you could have stood, but you ain't gonna do it anymore. There's the boiler system down below. That was for a motor of some sort, I'm sure. Negative on that Ghost Rider. We might not go over there. It depends on what's below us. No, that's just not safe. I don't like that. But I think that held a motor of some sort that might have been a front drive. I don't know. There's another tube right there. Oh, focus. That's another grease tube. I have no clue what all that is. There's another flywheel or another pulley for running all this crap. There's overhead electrical. There's a smokestack. And up there's a control room. Get up and around. I am not walking on that. But yeah, there's the boiler again. Somewhere in there had to be a steam engine running a generator. You don't see like stuff like this every day. Okay, back to my least favorite part. This stuff's pretty old and rare. It's not every day that you see it, and you ain't gonna see it for too much longer. Did you walk out on this? How far did you make it?
I haven't went any further than this yet.
Oh.
Really no reason to stop yet.
I mean, it's all steel. You can see it's starting to turn over, though. The wooden frame's getting bad. Look at where they would walk, though, on the side. And I don't think I want to walk on that.
I mean, as long as it's connected solid on that end, it's fine.
I'm talking the wood.
Oh, yeah, that'd be on deck with.
But the steel's fine. It's connected fine here. There had to be a way for them to raise this chute, though, probably up there.
Used to be. That cable right here is far gone.
Yeah. She gone. Alrighty, so let's... Oh, hell. I don't know where we want to go from here. Let's go up. This is good wood to walk on. I don't know why this wood's so good. This was all hinged. So this must have flipped up to do something. Yeah, all this frame is actually pretty good. Hell, the handrails are even pretty stout. Oh, it just smells earthy. You don't see this every day. Pretty rare. I'll go back over here. And this is much easier. There's one of the windings, probably from the motors. Oh, there's the belt. I don't know why that's out here. Kids. Okay. I don't like this. This is my least favorite part, is climbing up this damn thing. This is the chute. The conveyor that would take material up to that crusher, which would then just kind of crush it up, make sure everything was mint. Okay, we're okay. There's the controls. Everything was clutch. Everything was clutch. There goes down into the trommel. I do not enjoy this. This is my least favorite part, but make sure our shoes are good so we can crawl back down at a very slow pace. And yes, we do have permission to be on this from the owners of the land. I already talked to one of them. And he said, yes, go ahead. After this, we're going to go up and see the ghost town of Pioneer. Aiden's, we'll go find him because he has some family history on this dredge. This might look bad. Okay, there we go. I had to use this hand to hold me. We'll go talk to him about his family history on this dredge in a second. After we go take another look at this electrical control. I know just how that boiler's pretty stout. Yep, we're gonna climb right up on top. Use this pipe to support me. Oh dear. No good place to stand. Look at the pipes. Look at the big valve over there. Look at that. It's still got the wheel on it. Control all this. All still stout. Look in there. Oh, this camera's terrible. There's an electrical. There's a lever. It was like a main breaker or something. And then there's all the electrical coming out into boxes. This must have been the electrical control room. Okay, let's jump. Oh dear. If you walk out here, it's cool. Get a good echo. Aiden! Where are you at? Alright, one sec. We gotta get you on camera real quick. You gotta tell a story. More electric stuff. Oh, we already videoed that. Yeah, this is all really cool. You don't see this a whole lot. I don't really want to jump there. I know just how we're going to go about this. We are going to jump here. Is that a belt? It is a belt. I found another belt, bud. I know, what do you know? That's a big old... I think we'll have her running by next spring. We need to buy this, and I think instead of steam, well, I don't know, we might need some steam backup, but let's just drop 305 in it. It'll be good.
305 is extra.
305 will probably be more power than this thing ever put out anyway. Maybe not as much torque, but what the heck was that? Oh, wait, what's underneath?
Oh, big old ring.
Big old ring.
Ends up that was a piston ring out of that.
You might not be wrong.
I'm definitely wrong.
Are you? There's a big...
It's just a crack.
Oh.
You know what we never found?
The steam engine?
Yeah.
Well, let's go look around. Oh, tell us the story of your family association with this dredge.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, my great uncle, his girlfriend, she actually, her dad grew up, well, he worked on this dredge. She grew up in the old ghost town. We're going to check out a little bit later.
What did he do on the dredge?
Not 100% sure. I need to look into that.
This is another valve, I think. Yeah. It is.
Big valve.
Look at that.
Since BB blaster.
BB blaster. Oh my gosh, can't move that. There's another.
What do you want to bet that we can move this?
Hold on. Let's put the phone on.
Oh, move it just fine. Oh crap.
One sec. 1, 2, 3.
Get.
Flip over. Flip over. There it goes.
I was not.
What is that?
Is it
it end piece off a motor? Because there's a dirty old grease zerk, I bet. Oh yeah, so he's got family association with this.
Dude, look under the dredge. It's sitting up on the front end.
The whole front is sitting up. Look under here. This is eerie. Look, there's that box.
Yeah.
And that comes out the back.
Oh crap, man.
We're sitting way off the ground. Hey, the hull looks good. Oh, there's a leak there.
Nothing my arc welder can't fix.
Yes, I agree. Let's go grab the welders, Aiden. I think we'll have her running by next spring.
Oh, we will.
Tip-top shape. We might replace the cable with hydraulics. Update it.
Oh.
We'll send it in for a refit, just like battleships used to do.
Look at that. The gangplank.
Yeah, the gangplank.
That'll be one of our first priorities. I don't know.
What is that? It's not crankshaft. It's got a hand crank.
I wonder if it's some kind of like a valve.
Electrical something, maybe? What's this? Oh, that's heavy. We're not moving it.
That's a wheel weight from a tractor.
I know. Well, there's another one.
There's another one there. There's a pile of them.
There's a pile of them. What the heck are they? This one's... What are they? They got a gear.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do, though?
Looks like
There's some rubber.
That's electrical tape.
Right. What is for breakfast? Well, there's more motor end pieces.
Oh, dude, look at that. All used to be screened off so it wouldn't suck no crap.
Yeah, exactly. The other side's still got screen left, I think.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's nice.
I think so. Here's a center out of an electric motor. We're not moving that.
That's
She's pretty sunk.
A lot of copper.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
This thing is sweet, though.
It is. Whatever this is.
Is it kind of a steam something?
I don't know. Ooh, that's pretty thin metal.
Yeah.
Nothing the arc welder wouldn't fix.
JB Weld can't fix.
JB Weld.
Those are like auxiliary floats almost. It looks like an aftermarket.
That's probably what they are. Is to keep. That's probably they.
Oh, it totally is. Look, it's even welded on instead.
They probably developed a hole somewhere and then couldn't fix it, and they put just. Ow! I just fell. They probably just threw these floats on so it would continue to, so they could keep dredging. Just dredging, old son.
There's the big
pin. Yeah, I took a video of that big pin.
It's like huge.
It's still in the ground. They look like they.
Dude, you ain't moving this dredging section until you got that sucker out of the ground.
What is this? It has a thing here. Did I just get a cut? No, I didn't. Good. Even though I do have tetanus shots, so. Yeah.
Some pack rat's been using this sucker.
Yeah, they have. What do we name it, Aiden?
We need to name it.
Well, look. I found another belt. I'm pretty sure you'll find these laying all over the place.
Oh, I bet. They ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah, they're rubber.
The rubber don't.
They deteriorate like they break, but.
Yeah, they'll break and they'll check, but they ain't rotting away.
No. I think that's a pipe. There's just junk everywhere. So what do we name it? Inner tube?
USS Inner Tube.
Absolutely not. I'm still videoing. This video is going to be long.
Yeah.
My poor phone.
It must survive.
It'll survive. Storage don't like it. Belt. Natural light.
I really wonder where that generator's at.
The generator and the steam engine. What in the... Oh, it's one of them. Okay.
I wonder if one of these ain't the generator.
I'm sure one of them was the generator. I don't care about that. Where's the steam engine?
Don't know.
Hmm.
Someone took it.
Yeah, could have. Sadly, that happens.